Order. Roll call. Everyone is present except for Mrs. Goldbeck. Public participation, do we have any? All righty. Honors and recognitions, do we have any?
We had the kids get back from Boys State, but we'll recognize them with their picture and all that next board meeting.
Okay. All righty. Item D, review, discussion, and approval of minutes of the April 30th, 2026 special board meeting, May 4, 2026 regular board meeting, and May 11, 2026 special board meeting.
Those are in your packet.
Make a motion to approve item D.
Motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item D. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion has passed. Item E, discussion and possible action on the following. Number 1, general fund encumbrances number 1686 through 1701. Payroll number 70545 through 70555. Number 2, child nutrition numbers 2211 through 2212. Number 3, change order listings in general, co-op, building, and child nutrition funds. Number 4, treasurer's report. And number 5, activity fund custodian report.
Y'all ready?
Mr. Evans, yes.
Okay, this is that end of the year thing that gets a little bit confusing. We had to go ahead and run the payroll for the end of the year, and we've been monitoring the revenue pretty closely and relative to the appropriations. And if you'll look on the large sheet on the revenue trends, down on the bottom, we had $11,545,050.69 that were appropriated and approved by the excise board. We'll have expenditures of $15,011,000, but we will have revenue and do a supplemental appropriation to take care of that as soon as our money's in. We're waiting on claims and then the chargeable income next month. And I'll come back to this in a minute.
Okay.
But that's why it's showing negative on some of these, but we should have that back in place somewhere late next week. We had till June 5th to get everything turned into the State Department of Ed, and that's just part of the issue this time of year. As you look through the encumbrances, you can see that we have a lot of payroll encumbrances, but that's to finish out the year. We don't have anybody with anything extra special in there. It's just one of those sets of things that we have to do this time of year. And we have to run the actual payroll through August because we don't pay again until September, except on the year-round employees. Whenever you get over past page 16, 17, when you get over page 19, you'll get into the change orders for the co-op fund. You'll finish the change orders from the general fund in the building. And as we get over to the change orders on the co-op, you'll notice that we have quite a few. We have some payroll encumbrances there, but that's because that's where we run some of our special ed through. The change order on the building is for end of year supplies, and we had money encumbered, the negative on Bragg Heat and Air is we had 41,000 left to spend with Bragg, which I don't know how that happened because it feels like Chad's been on top of our roofs more than our roofs. And then you come over to child nutrition, that's the summer feeding program, and we go on down to page 25. That's our revenue in place, our cash balance right now. That's where the negatives come in. We'll catch that up next week. And we're continuing to move forward with closing out as we go forward towards the end of the year. When we come over to the revenue side, I'd like to point a couple of things out on the revenue trends that we've got on the big blue page. We actually have over collected to this point in the year a net of local funds, which includes ad valorem of $933,000. Part of that's from OPSRC's grant program that we used. Bart Beckman put some money in there at Christmas, and we've been spending that out. That's a big part of what the other local sources are. We're also come down to the county 4 mil. We've over collected that, $402,000. We probably shot pretty low on the $362,000 on the county 4 mil, but that's a nice thing to have this time of year. Gross production, we've over collected almost $1 million. We're still about $300,000 below what we were this time last year, but if you'll remember, we set that up to where we were, our estimate was lower than what it was the previous year. We probably, even with the price of oil right now, we'll probably do that again when we do the estimate of needs, because that is really sound practice, because when this oil price drops, it's going to drop like a rock, and it's going to be really hard. Motor vehicle and all the others we got pretty close on because we carried them over like we were supposed to. I would like to point out though that the REA tax, the rural electric tax, is reflective of the increase in the electrical cost. And the electrical costs that we have right now with the school is running about $32,000 more than it was this time last year. It's really a pretty incredible set of numbers whenever you go and look at them month by month. Foundation salary aid, we will blow past the $26,000 we've under collected to this point on the next state aid, which should come out the 10th of June. Same thing with the flex benefit and federal sources. We're over collecting on all the federal sources right now, but we will really move that up. Dawn has been, we're about to run out of paper over there because we've been claiming so many, because we got to run paper on them and then scan them and send them in. So right now we're sitting at an over collection on new year money of $3,464,227, but I would remind you that we did under collect $2,893,000 last year. So we've got to keep that in mind as we move forward. And Mr. Whitrock asked last month what my guess on the carryover would be. It's all going to depend on when that money comes in. We could go anywhere from $200,000 to $900,000, and I'm really rooting real hard for the higher number, but I can't guarantee you anything, and it all depends on how quick we had one sent back from 21st Century that was a little bit frustrating today because they're really hard to deal with sometimes. When you look at the expenditures on the next page, we're $86,000 less year to date right now, $29,886.46 less year to date. This will change relative to the end of between now and June a little bit. Services were $639,000 less, which is really pretty stellar whenever you look at all the things that we've had to fix over the past year. Supplies are 169,000 more year to date, and dues and fees are 81,000 less, and that's primarily due to the drop in our insurance, and that's also due to the drop in the assessor's cost. This was a trend line we were expecting through the year. We knew we'd be somewhere between 12 and 13 million, and then we got the grants and we pushed that up, and that's a big part of what's pushed this forward, and the increase in state aid and the salary increases. When you go over to page 29, 29 through 35, we got 710,000 in our activity funds. That is a tremendous increase over what we have had. We've got some really healthy activity funds, and our community has been really wonderful to us and blessing us with that money and supporting our schools. There's really nobody in here that boys basketball is at $1,755.22, but there's a fundraiser in there for them. But pretty much everyone else is pretty steady, pretty constant. And that's about the financial report.
Questions?
Motion we approve. Second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item E. Any further discussion? All those in favor raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item E passed. Item F, discussion and possible action to approve Carrie Edwards as pianist for vocal music for FY 2026.
Ms. Edwards plays the piano for Ms. Magnus, and she has a wonderful record so far. I mean, we've done pretty well with her playing the piano. I would like to recommend that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item F. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item F has passed. Item G, discussion and possible action to approve lowest best quote on mowing services for FY 2027 beginning July 1st, 2026 through July 30th or June 30th, 2027.
We placed these, we opened these a week ago Tuesday, wasn't it, Pam, or was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. We opened these in the office. Morrison Ground Services had the lowest best bid of $55,000. Complete Grounds Care from Guthrie was at $76,997. Westview, who has been doing our lawns, came in at $58,890, and True Blue Weed Control was $67,200. I would recommend Morrison Lawn Service.
So moved. I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve Morrison Lawn Systems for the mowing services for FY 2027. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item G has passed. Item H, discussion and possible action to approve the following contracts agreements for FY 2027. University of Oklahoma Collaborative Agreement, Precision Testing Laboratories Incorporated for asbestos inspections, the Center of Education Law for legal services, and Cimarron Exterminators for pest control.
The The collaborative agreement on the University of Oklahoma is for special ed services. Talked with Ms. Meyer, made sure that was who we needed to be using, and she assured me that that was the case. Precision testing for asbestos inspections has been our inspector for many years. The Center for Ed Law came in, their services on retainer came in. They came in at $1,000 for the year on a retainer, $75 monthly credit, plus discounted hourly rates. And then Cimarron Exterminators has done a really good job for us as far as keeping control of showing up when we really needed them to show up.
So move.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item H. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item H is passed. Item I, discussion and possible action to approve Title III Co-op League Physical Agents status for Kingfisher Title III Co-op.
This is for our Hispanic co-op that we have with, I think it's 21 different schools. And we have to make that approval. Don Tollefson is our lead agent on that, and then Mr. Wrights and I get to sign it.
Also move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item I. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item I is passed. Item J, discussion and possible action to approve fundraisers for FY 2027. Gilmore Faculty Popcorn Popsicles, Gilmore Student Cookie Dough Cherrydale Fundraiser, Gilmore Student Music CDs, Gilmore Library Book Fair.
I would just
I'll
say
make a
as
motion. I'll make a
listed.
motion to approve that.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew what we're voting on. Okay, motion's been made and
I'll
Thank
second.
you.
motion's been made and seconded. There was not very many of them. I could finish that.
Well, we're trying to get everybody where we got those out of the way.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item J is passed. Discussion and possible action to approve annual amendment to TAIR contract for FY 2027 with required improvement protocols as submitted to TAIR for food services.
We emailed Tare. Ms. Shelton, when did they show up? When did we contact them about your building? Like mid-April?
The first time?
The last time.
Yeah, probably.
We haven't really been, we told them that they've got to fix their problem. The issue that we have is that if we're going to leave TAIR, we're going to have to set up our own child nutrition services because we can't cancel and then get the bids back in because we have got to have an open bid. We've aired our grievances with them, and Ms. Tollefson and Ms. Shelton have both responded to me whenever I've asked for their input on it. We want more food for the kids. We want a more consistent menu that the kids will enjoy. And we just don't have, it's hard to fill up kids that age. But at this point, this is the best option for going to the next year.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item K. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item K is passed. Item L, discussion and possible action to approve resignations and open positions as presented.
Make a motion, we approve all 9 resignations. Are we given the packet?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item L. Are there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item L is passed. Item M, proposed executive session to discuss the employment and compensation of the following positions for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and the 2026-2027 school year, the disclosure of which discussion would violate confidentiality requirements of state or federal law as authorized by 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B1, employment. Item A, discussion of extra duty assignments, addendum A. Item B, recommendation of summer maintenance employment, addendum B. And item C, recommendation for employment, addendum C.
I'll make a motion, we enter into executive session. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded that we enter into executive session. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. We're in executive session at 7:21 p.m. The Kingfisher Board of Education met in executive session on 6/1/26. The board members consisting of Charles Walker, Bill Wrights, Alberto Sanchez, and Brad Whitrock. We entered into executive session at 7:21 p.m. and returned to open session at 8:31 p.m. The matters as listed on the board agenda were considered in the executive session and no other matters were discussed. No board action was taken in executive session. Okay. Item O, discussion and possible action to approve extra duty contracts as presented on addendum A and or through direct presentation by administrative staff.
I'd ask that you table this until we can work through a salary scale for extra duty contracts.
Okay.
I so move. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to table item O for further discussion. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item O passes. Item P, discussion and possible action to approve summer employment as presented on addendum B or through direct presentation by administrative staff.
Uh,
P, addendum B. Addendum B.
Recommend Nick Smith, summer maintenance, Doug Jeff, driver's education, and TJ Harris, driver's education.
I'll make a motion, we approve the recommendation by the superintendent. I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the recommendation of the superintendent on item P.
This is on,
Any further discussion?
this is as addendum B and not through any changes to that, right?
That's right.
Correct, as stated as presented on addendum B.
Yep.
Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item P passes. Item Q, discussion and possible action to approve employment as presented on addendum C or through direct presentation by administrative staff.
Addendum C, would like to recommend Taylor Wood for Kingfisher High School Science, Dusty Broderick, Assistant Principal, Kingfisher High School, Abigail Tate, High School English, Amparo Renteria, High School English, Whitney Mathis as a paraprofessional, and Mackenzie Eppenbach as a halftime teacher.
The way that these are written are kind of leave a ability to modify changes or whatever, so it says as presented or through direct presentation. So I'd make a motion to approve item Q as presented on addendum C, not through changes of any presentation of administrative staff. wanna give ability to change that role.
Oh, that's fine.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second as presented.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve employment as presented on addendum C. Any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item Q passes. Item R, discussion and possible action to approve duty change of Connor Brooks as high school basketball coach and Tiffany Goodwin as high school softball coach for fiscal year 2027.
I would recommend to the board to approve item R as stated on the agenda.
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve item R as presented on the agenda. Is there any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item R passes.
You can notate, I'm abstaining from that with no extra duty or pay being decided on. I'm gonna abstain from that one.
On that, and this last one too?
On the R. On item R, with no executive duty or rates being decided or whatever, I'm gonna abstain from that
Okay.
item R.
Just a duty change. Item S, new business.
I do have one that we received after the board agenda was posted. I'd like to recommend Ahmed Magoob as elementary PE and junior high basketball, high school assistant basketball coach.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
A motion made and seconded to approve Ahmed Magoob as recommended by the superintendent. Is there any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. New business is passed. Item T, announcements.
I have none, sir. We do have a board meeting, our last board meeting of the year coming up June 22nd.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion's been made to adjourn and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Adjourned at 8:37 PM.